What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of Too Many Opinions podcast. This is Sarah.
This is Jeannie.
Oh my God, here we are again. I don't even know what day of the week it is. How has your weekend been so far?
It's been good. Hot.
It's definitely been hot. Have you gone swimming at all?
I haven't.
Oh my God.
I have to go because it's just been crazy hot.
Yeah, it's been super, super crazy. I sat at my pool, as you know, so I was in the pool literally all day yesterday, and my son loves it. He's be going crazy. He'd be like, mommy, pool, literally all day, and then he goes to the door, pool.
It's going to be a swimmer.
Yeah, he's gonna, and it's just, I feel like it's just super rewarding because I really struggled putting that pool up, you know what I mean? And then to see him, like, enjoy it into the extent of where it's like, he doesn't care that it's not perfect, you know what I mean? Like, he does not care that there's wrinkles or one side might be a little more uneven than like, he doesn't care at all. So it's just like super rewarding. So far, all of that combined, it's been a pretty good weekend. I'm very happy.
That's so good.
What has been your highlight so far of the weekend before we really get into our conversation?
I have no idea. I've been just busy.
Yeah.
I have a gender reveal coming up. I have a first birthday, my friend's daughter's first birthday coming up. So it's just been a lot, but it's been good.
Wow. Okay. So today I feel like I really want to talk about mistakes and like how they don't define who you are as a person.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. There are some mistakes in life where they're like unexcusable, anything where it's like illegal or things like that. We're not talking about those kinds of mistakes. Like, those are not mistakes. Those are like pure actions with intent. It's like making a decision where you don't realize in that moment, maybe your mindset or whatever has changed since then. It's like, damn, would I have done that again if I could go back in time? And it's like, I think about, have you ever been asked, like, would you change anything in life? Like, would you go back in time and do anything different?
You're asking me, or have I been asked?
Have you ever been asked that, right? And then what's your
Yep.
first response? Because I feel like my first response is always like, no, I never do anything different.
I always say I would.
Yeah. What's like the one thing that you would do differently, and then I'm gonna do mine.
You go first so I can think about mine.
Okay. I feel like for me, I would go straight into school, because like how I did it, I feel like I waited, I took a break. And now don't get me wrong, like I absolutely enjoyed every part of my 20s, and I did like all the things I think 20-year-olds should do, like travel, have friends, the party experiences, all of those things. So like it was fun at the time, but I feel like if I would have went straight into school, got my degree, and then pursued sort of what was next, like, I don't know, I feel like things would have been different in my life versus how they are. Not, which I love my life exactly how it is.
Yeah.
But that's just like one of the things I feel like I would do
I
different.
think probably having a boyfriend in high school. I think I've said this before. I was so distracted.
Really?
I mean, I wouldn't change it, but I still kind of wish I could.
That would be the one thing.
Yeah.
If you had to go back, not like you were like, I don't even know what that freaking movie is, but you go back in time and it was like, okay, here you are, you're about to enter freshman year. Yeah. You know the path that you had, but then you could.
Yeah, I would definitely not have a boyfriend in high school. I would.
Even though.
I would. It was too distracting. I thought my life was going to be over, and it really wasn't. So it's like, that was such a waste of time. Like,
oh my God, that's so.
But then at the same time, I'm glad I didn't go to college.
Really?
Too. Like, yeah, like I needed that street time to be out here wilding in these streets. But I wish, I feel like you think that like that's going to be your life for the rest of your life, and it's not. So I definitely would have
done that differently. Wow.
Yeah.
That's so interesting.
But I don't regret it either. It's weird.
It's right. But that's what I'm saying. Like, it's that weird thing. Like, it's not even a mistake. It's just like the decisions we made, you know?
I think smoking weed too. If I could go back and change that.
You would never do that?
I would never do it.
Really?
Because I feel like that's what sparked my chemical levels in my brain to have to now deal with anxiety. I would have never touched weed in my life.
That is so interesting. Because usually it helps with anxiety. You know,
but I was doing it so much that once I got off the way, and then I got off cold turkey, it was just I was doing it way too much.
And when you stop smoking cold turkey like that, it's not even, I don't want to say addicted, but it's like your body does go through almost like the withdrawals. Like, that is a crazy experience.
But I would get anxiety attacks the day after smoking. The worst ones, like not anxiety attacks, panic attacks. Wow. So I knew that. And then if I didn't smoke, I'd be fine. But if I smoked, the next day I'd get a panic attack. So it's like, it was
a double-sided sword for sure. 'Cause it was like you felt probably good in that moment, but then it was like
At the end, I didn't either.
At the and oh
It
my
became
God.
paranoia at the end. Like at first, it used to be giggles, the munchies, yada yada yada. But then towards the end, where like I started developing these symptoms, it would become paranoia, and then the panic attacks.
Like a nightmare, nightmare that you're living. It's so interesting that you say that because yesterday I had gone out for drinks and I had 2 to 3 shots and 1 drink. So I didn't drink a lot. Like I wasn't even buzzed, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I got up this morning like 8:30 and I went running because I've been running, like that's been my new passion that I've really been pursuing. And when I tell you today, when I was running, now don't get me wrong, I had a good time last night. Like I was just chilling, vibing. But when I got up this morning and I was running, like I felt the difference. Like my body felt winded and I felt sluggish. And I was just like, ew, I don't like how it made me feel. Like I enjoy running more than I do the shots that I took yesterday.
Right.
So I was like, I don't think I'm really, because I hadn't drank in probably like 6 weeks, give or take, 6 to 8 weeks. So I was like, I don't really think I'm going to do this unless it's some sort of special occasion. Like I'm just not feeling it.
I've been there. Like my body was just like, no. Like anytime I drink, I could have a pretty cocktail. It's an instant headache right after. It's like my body just does not want alcohol. Like the older you get, you can't tolerate the things that you used to.
And the thing is, too, like, not even just tolerating what we used to, but I used to enjoy that. Like, I would wake up the next day like, oh my God, I got a hangover. What a crazy ass night we had. And I didn't even have a hangover, but I saw the difference in my body and how it was reacting. I felt bloated. I felt like bleh. And I'm like,
It's terrible.
So it wasn't even, so I felt like that was almost a mistake for me. Like, damn, I wish I didn't have those shots now, even though I didn't drink a lot, but it was just.
It could be one. And it will alter your whole.
So I was like, I don't know, the hydration, everything. So I definitely can relate to what you're saying with like stopping smoking and then like that after effect, because that's exactly how I felt with liquor yesterday. Like, wow, that is tough.
Yeah, the after effect with weed. It's either going to help you with anxiety or it's going to give you anxiety.
Yeah.
It's
now,
just too.
So since we're on that topic, do you ever like dabble in anything else? Like instead of just like weed, like edibles or anything, do you find that those things, like is there a difference between like smoking for you and taking like an edible or like drops? It's all the same. So
if I had an edible, yeah.
If there's THC in it, then you're messed up. But
edibles will like fuck with me even more because it's more, I know it's a body high, but it's stronger to me than smoking.
Wow.
And it lasts longer. Smoking, you smoke, and then within 20, 30 minutes, you should be fine. But with an edible, that shit just lingers yeah, no, there's no way. I could do like CBD, make sure it has like maybe 0.1% THC. But other than that, yeah, no, I try to stay away from anything too calm. It could be a stress relief pill. If it calms me down too much, like it'll fuck with me. Like it's crazy.
Wow. Yeah.
I regret weed for sure. I loved it at the time. It was cool. But then
looking back into it now, it's like,
all these years of this, like, yeah, no.
That's been tough. That's definitely been tough. What else? I feel like with mistakes in life, I feel like we really are conditioned to beat ourselves up and constantly pay for the same mistake that we may have done. Because as humans, we have this thing where we like constantly judge ourselves and look at ourselves like, damn, I made the wrong choice here, or I said something I shouldn't have said. And then we just constantly beat us up. And in the world, we're the only thing in the world that makes us pay for the same mistake more than once. And like if you're an animal and you make a mistake, whatever, like you do something wrong, like you do it once and you don't even think about it again, and it's just like completely non-existent. But us as humans, we just constantly beat ourselves up. So we really should stop with that and focus on, okay, you made the mistake, but let's go ahead and move forward and not beat ourselves up about this, not do the same thing that we've already done once, and just learn from it.
Yeah. I also think mistakes, like the way you address people too, like, and when you get people used to shit too, like that's a mistake on you. You know what I'm saying? And that then to fix that mistake, it's a problem, because then people are not ready for like, all right, you know what? This is what's good. This is what's gonna be the new thing, and then it's like you look like the bad guy. You know what I'm saying? So
that's tough too.
You gotta learn how to. It's tough.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I feel like that all, and even with just situations in general, like it could be family, it could be literally a coworker, anything like that, where you're in a situation, it's like, damn, I did this, or I said this, or why did I do that? And it's like in the moment, we spoke about this before, it's like you feel good in that moment, but then afterwards you're like, damn, I don't know if that was the right thing.
Right.
And then when you experience things like that, like how do you go? Do you just like let it be? Or do you try to like talk about it after or rectify it? Because I feel like I'm the type of person, like if I go about and I say something or do something and I'm like, damn, this was wrong. I genuinely try to talk about that and be like, all right, this is how I felt or whatever.
I gotta cool off. I can't just do it because I'm gonna say something crazy. I know myself for a fact. I'm trying to change that about me, but I like to cool off and think about it, and then think about where I went wrong, think about where I felt like the person went wrong, and then talk about it, because I don't ever just blame. You know what I'm saying? And that's also a mistake too, because a lot of the times, like, I know I shouldn't take some of the, I've had relationships. This happened when I moved into LA, but I had a relationship where I know that I had not 1% fault. And then I said something crazy rude because I was like took to that place in life. And then I found myself like apologizing. Like, I'm sorry that I called you a bitch. Even though you did this, and this, I still found a way of finding fault in me. And sometimes that's not sometimes, that's just not cool.
We don't always have to apologize for existing or like standing up for our boundaries or what we believe in. So,
but that's what I'm saying. Like, I get out of pocket too. You know what I'm saying? Because instead of being like, oh, you did this to me, let me walk away, I'm more like, oh, you did this to me, I'm either going to be vindictive as fuck or I'm going to like disrespect your whole existence. And then I'm going to feel bad about it. That's the thing, because if I was the type to be like, you know what, you're a fucking bitch, and then like walk away and be like, oh, well, it'll die down, whatever it died down, then it's whatever. But I'm not like that. Like, I'll feel bad.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, like.
Yeah, I'm super like empathetic for sure. Like, I can put myself in people's shoes and feel for, like, I don't want to say I don't feel other people's emotion, but I can put myself, like, if you describe a situation to me, like, I can put myself in your shoes and be like, damn, that sucks. So when I really try not, like, I'm not the type of person to, like, ever lash out. Like, I really don't get mad anymore. Like, I really don't get mad, and that's something that I'm so proud of at the same time, because I've been at a place where felt like I was always angry. Mm-hmm. So, I don't get mad. So when I do, it's like, damn.
I'm not there.
I'm not. And that's okay. It takes time. It takes time to
You know
get
why
there.
I'm not there? Because I never put me first. Never, ever. And I say, this year I'm gonna put myself. I never in my life, to this day, I'm 32 years old, I never put me first, ever. I always find some kind of way of like making someone else happy. And that's why I'm so full of anger. Like, I don't want to get emotional, but that's just like, I feel like the day that I put myself first, shit's gonna fall apart, because I'm not gonna give, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, that's not me to put me first. Even though I know it's healthy, I know that like, it's since I'm not putting me first, it's projecting elsewhere. You know what I'm saying? But I just don't know how to like say, you know what, I'm gonna be selfish and I'm just gonna do what I want. I can't do it.
Where do you think that root comes from of not, do you feel like, and I'm gonna ask you a question, I don't want you to take it the wrong way, but
no.
Do you feel like you don't put yourself first because you don't love yourself as much as you love everybody else?
That could be it. And I also don't want to like make things difficult. So I rather like eat it.
Then you just
and make everybody happy. And as long as I see everybody happy, then I feel like I could put me in the back burner. But then I do that and I feel good about that. Like, okay, I just made the situation easy. But then on the other hand, I'm filling up with anger. You know what I'm saying? And so then it's still projecting. So it's like a constant, like, it's hard. Because I like to make other people happy and I like to make other people's lives easier. But at the same time, I'm making mine harder. And I feel like I'm going to explode one day.
And do you feel like, I'm sorry, I don't mean to turn this into an interview, but do you feel like you keep yourself so busy to avoid putting yourself first?
All the time. All the time.
Because I do see that. Like, you sign yourself up for so much. And guys, this is just real shit that we're talking about right now. It doesn't get more real than what it is. Like, I feel like you really, like, I don't ever see you just chill.
Stop. No. And it's also because, like, that's part of me. Like, I enjoy helping people. Like, me knowing that I helped my friend with her gender reveal brings me so much joy because I want to do it. It's not that I'd be like, I'm forced to be like, oh, I don't know how to say no to her. I signed up. Yeah. I want to do it. You know what I'm saying? But then when it comes to like, just like, even with my boyfriend, just with everything, like, I tend to put everyone first. And let's say, for example, like me and you, right?
Yeah.
If I say I can record on this date, right? In reality, I can't, but I make it happen just to make your life easier and not to be difficult. But in reality, I physically, mentally, emotionally can't do it. But then I'll do it.
I agree.
And
I
then
do
it
that shit
happens,
all the time for this too.
We come and then it
100%.
gets done, and then I feel like, oh, I did it. So I can do it again and again and again and again.
Right.
When in reality, I can't.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel like in life we have to make sacrifices, right? And especially with this podcast, you know what I mean? It's not something we just come and set up and go. It's a constant work from coming in, setting up, recording, doing all this. We agree to whenever to record, but then life happens, things change. And then sometimes we do have to hold each other accountable and still come, and it sucks. It really sucks, because at the same time, it's like sometimes like we need that extra time, but we don't really have it.
Right.
So it's tough. And like these are all things that we learn as we go, and the mistakes that we come through. Like these are all part of like the growing pains. But at what point does it feel like, all right, God, like I've had enough growing pains? Like when does it figure out? Because
that's the thing. If I was to say, you know what, I'm gonna put Jeannie first, everything's gonna fall apart. I'm telling you that right now. Everything will fall apart
in your life,
in everything, in every aspect, in the podcast, in my relationship helping my friends. Everything will fall apart, because it's like, if I don't do it, who's gonna do it?
But do you feel like it will fall apart because people won't
understand? No, because no one, Sarah, no one has experienced selfish Jeannie. No one.
No,
I've never given that to no one.
And no, I understand. I sort of get what you're saying, but I feel like if, like Chris, like, right? Chris and your close friends and family, if you put yourself first, everybody's going to support you. I think it's going to be different because you're not.
We put it to the test.
But I think you need to. You're going to see who's really there and who's there just for Jeannie's benefits.
Right.
I'm telling you right now, you tell me, you know what I mean? I'm going to support you because I know that you need it for your health, your happiness, everything all around. You know what I mean? I know Chris would do the same. Chris is our boyfriend, if you don't know.
For sure, yeah.
Your mom, your sister.
But it's going to be so different.
But different is okay. I feel like you're scared of that.
Because I know what it is. I know what it's going to be. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, the thing is that you do so much for people that they don't realize.
Until you don't.
And because I don't say, well, you know what? On Wednesday the 5th at 2:00, I did this. And I just do it. And I just do it. And I just do it. And when I don't do it, it's going to be like, are you mad at me? Did I do something? Are you being selfish? Are you doing this out of spite? It's not. It's just me really putting myself first. And I don't have to give no one an explanation on why.
You don't? No, you don't.
You know what I'm saying?
Agree.
And it's like, I don't want to be that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just, half of me is not going to be happy because I'm like, damn, like, I could have stayed doing X, Y, and Z, but I chose to, like, I don't know. It makes me feel good to, like, know that I sacrificed something I wanted to do to help someone out. So that's the battle that I have. Half of me loves to do it, but the other half of me is depleted. So it's like,
you have to find that balance for you.
Yeah.
For you. And I promise you that everybody who loves you and really supports you and is really there for you is going to still show up. It's not going to change anything. They're going to become a part of the new and improved, focused on Jeannie version.
Right. And another thing is, I don't want to have to, for the viewers, I know this is getting deep, but you don't have to explain shit to people. You know what I mean? And that's another thing. Like, if you say, I can't make it on this day, I feel like sometimes when you give someone an explanation, they'll be like, oh, I get it. I get why they can't come. But if I just say, I'm not coming, why? Because I don't have to tell you why. I'm just not.
Yeah.
It's going to come off more. If I can tell you, like, on Sundays, I can't record because I have to, that's a me day. I have to go to church and I have to do groceries and I have to prepare. Rather than me, why? Let's record Sundays. No, I can't. Why? I don't have to tell you that. I just can't.
Well, I feel like
you know what I mean?
You can't say, oh, I can't record on Sundays. It's a personal day, but I feel like it's how you say it. Like, if you're
that's what I'm saying. Like, but if I say it's a personal
I don't need
thing,
to tell you that it's like, okay, Gina.
But even if I say, oh, actually, it's a personal thing.
That's it. That would.
But that's not a lot of, like, that's not.
A lot of people couldn't handle that.
Exactly. So I don't know how to juggle that.
Like me, I feel like I'm the type of person. This goes for anybody listening to this episode, because this is like real raw shit. Like, if you're in a situation where you feel like you need to go and say something and just really say what it is and be like, listen, I can't do this. It's a personal day for me, or whatever the situation is. You don't owe it to anybody to explain yourself. Not you, not any other person. And I know it's tough. I really know it's tough. But sometimes you do have to get to that point where it's like, okay, you need the balance because you can see it. I see how busy you are. I see how nonstop you are. Like that's draining. Steel breaks.
I haven't took a vacation.
Steel breaks. That was like the biggest saying that my dad said. You can go, but guess what? Eventually breaks.
That's where I feel like I'm there. Like I'm to the point where like I know myself so much that like I will quit everything and not give a fuck. I've done it before. Where like I have left jobs. I don't care when I get to the brim where like it's like, bro, I can have a contract and not give a fuck and be like, you know what? I'm fucking done. Like that's me like getting to the point of like no coming back.
Yeah, but
I don't want to get there. You know what I'm saying? But like I feel like I'm getting there.
But that's the thing. You have to know when to stop so you don't get there. You have to know when to take the break. You have to know when to recharge and learn to navigate differently for sure. Because nobody wants you to get there. You know?
Right. I don't want to get there. I don't want to get there, but I will. Like I'm telling you, like it's I'm trying to change so much about me, but there's so much to change. So it's a lot. I feel overwhelmed right now.
Do you think this stems from like your childhood upbringing and what you've been through? Like, were you responsible to like care for like your sister or anything? Like, were you able,
normally though.
You see, like you were supposed to like almost you were a child raising a child.
No, never. No. Okay. I like take your sister with you to the movies type shit. But I never. My mom did a great job at like,
raising the both of you.
Yeah, like she did. She never made me feel like I was responsible for no one but myself. But I feel like.
So I wonder where that like sort of kicked in.
Because I'm a person that researches a lot, right? I'm a person that wants to find an answer. Like if you call me, like I've been getting headaches. I'm never gonna just be like, oh, take a Tylenol. I'm gonna be like, let me figure it out. I'm gonna figure it out. Right? I'm gonna figure out a remedy. I'm gonna figure out this, and I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna let them know, and then they're gonna feel better. So it's like I feel like I've gotten people so used to that it's like an expectancy. So people will hit me up like, damn, I got this and I got that, and immediately I become a doctor. Or, oh, I need help with a party. Immediately I become a party planner. Oh, I need help with lighting. Immediately I become a fucking light tech. So, you know what I'm saying? So it's like that's what I'm saying. That's a mistake that I regret because I've gotten people so used to helpful Jeannie that I don't know how to come back from that. Because that became an identity for me.
It is your identity, and you sort of made it for yourself.
That's what I'm saying.
So not only do they expect it out of you, but now you also put the expectation on yourself. Like, oh, I gotta
because
figure this
now
out
when
for
it's
her.
like I don't know
or
how
him
to
or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know how to be in the middle. Like so, like now I don't know. I'm either gonna be selfish or I'm gonna be helpful. I don't know how to
come to the middle. I think you need to start thinking before you start jumping right into like research Jeannie or like party planning Jeannie or whatever. Maybe we need to like take a moment and be like, you know what? Let me think about this for a few. Let me see if I can help you at all.
If I have the space to help you.
And have that generic response ready to copy and paste, girl. Give it a few days, then think about it. Do you have the time? Can you function? You work. You have a ton of side projects. The podcast, like, you know what I mean? Just
a lot.
Maybe you need to start using that as a. Let me see if I have some time to figure something out for you, or come up with a generic response that's not where it's selfish Jeannie, but it's not also saying yes to everything. Like it's in the middle of let me think about it, and then let me see if I can find time in my day or whatever to.
I really feel like I'm gonna lose a lot of people once I become this way because.
But I feel like those people aren't really there for you.
No, yeah, I know, but it's
a crazy topic. And these are all the things that we talk about, mistakes and things that we do and the actions. So it's like all of this like goes together and it's a cohesive blend of everything that we deal with on a daily basis. We're real people. We have real emotions. We go through real ass shit. Like it's just, it's different and it's hard. Life is hard. Life is really hard. And sometimes changing and growing is even harder than life itself.
It is.
Well, I think this has been a really great and transparent episode. I think it was enlightening and it's good for everybody to sort of see us for who we really are and get to talk about it. So
yeah, and I'll let you guys know what's up once I get there because I'll get there.
It will. It takes time and life is all about learning from the things that we've done and the mistakes and the decisions we've made. So until next time, and we hope you guys enjoyed it.
Bye. Guys.